All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this because, like I said yesterday, Ilhan Omar is still freaking out. Not only that, it's been Somalis that already from Minnesota already got deported back to their country, and these people on camera like crying and begging President Trump to let them come back to the United States. And like I said, you still got Ilhan Omar sitting up here crying and whining and lying about President Trump like she always do. And there's a good chance she's going to be arrested. And I'm going to go ahead and show y'all exactly what just came out. And not only that, President Trump wants Ilhan Omar deported as well. As you know, with the Somalis that's in Minnesota, pretty much after committing fraud, stealing millions and billions of dollars from taxpayers. And she's still saying it ain't no proof when we showed the evidence of them lying about, how many dinners they serving. That they talking about they serving 6,000 to like 10,000 dinners a day. We, come to find out that right there was a lie. So it's just so much stuff going on. You got a woman that's going out recruiting kids just to say they got autism just to get money to send over the country, then send to Al-Shabaab. So all of that stuff just came out, and Ilhan Omar is terrified because she knows exactly what's about to happen. And I'm going to break all of this down and show y'all everything that we got. So please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support, and shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. Y'all really help me out a lot when y'all do that, and the ones that let me know in the comment section that say, Adogg, I stayed to the end. And I appreciate all of you that do that because it helps get President Trump's message out there, and that's what I'm trying to do, and keep y'all up to date with everything that's going on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. And like I said, it ain't even looking good for Tim Walz as well, because he allowing all this fraud to go on in Minnesota. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. You see about Eric Daugherty, he said breaking, a massive scandal is erupting in Minnesota as Somalians in the state artificially surge their race of autism as fraudulently gained Medicaid funding and then sent the money to terror organization Al-Shabaab. That's what we just found out a few days ago. And that's the reason why Ilhan Omar is freaking out right now, getting on camera. Oh, that's a lie. We never did this. This right here never happened. When it's proof, it's paperwork, and this woman is still lying about it. It's a Tim Walz, Minnesota has massive problems to the tune of millions in Medicaid fraud. So like I said, it's not looking good. So I want y'all to check this out by this Caroline Levitt fan page. It's that breaking news. Ilhan Omar is furious that Trump is ending special protections for Somali migrants. But let's be honest for a second. If Somalis are helping this nation thrive, why has Minnesota become the fraud capital of America? Why did we just watch millions in taxpayer money disappear into fake nonprofits, fake daycares, and community programs nobody can find? We keep hearing we're not going anywhere. But maybe the real question is, why are American taxpayers footing the bill for people who scream louder about their entitlements than their gratitude? Omar wants everyone to believe this is about feeling less American. Nah, it's about accountability. It's about law and order. It's about ending the endless benefits loop that everyone else is too scared to talk about. Then they go on to say, let me ask y'all straight up. Do you think ending these protections is the right move? Or should taxpayer keep footing the bill so politicians don't hurt someone's feelings? And like I said, this woman is knowing good well she's about to be deported. So like I've been saying for the longest, she's just been doing damage control, running around, saying that Donald Trump is just coming after her people because he's racist. This is what they run with all the time. Every time they get caught in a fraud, some type of scheme that's going on, what the first thing they always say? Oh, Donald Trump is racist. He don't like our people. This and that. He's this. He's that. They do it all the time to try to cover up their crimes. And it's not going to work because, like I said, President Trump is not playing around at all. Now, this is another guy that posted it. He said, here it is. Minnesota State Representative Steve Drazkowski is calling on FBI Director Kash Patel and AG Pam Bundy to take immediate action and arrest a career criminal, Ilhan Omar. An investigation by Minnesota Republican State Representative Steve Drazkowski confirms beyond a shadow of a doubt Ilhan Omar married her brother and admitted she would do what she had to do to get him papers to stay in the U.S. We know all about that. We know for a fact this is what this woman did. She don't even supposed to be here. That's the reason why she's freaking out right now, because she know exactly what's about to happen to her. She know she's about to get deported back to Somalia. All she does is put down Americans like she always do. And I'm going to show y'all that clip just in case some people done forgot about some of the stuff that this woman has said. I'm going to show you in just a minute. But it go on to say that he has the receipts, witnesses, sworn affidavits, eviction notices, marriage certificate, DNA, and other documents. Representative Steve said, I am presenting you with a copy of my letter and just a sampling of the materials available to you on these topics. He is now demanding the arrest of Ilhan Omar for crimes including marriage fraud, tax fraud, immigration fraud, student loan fraud, perjury, bigamy, incest, kickbacks, robbery, campaign finance abuse, and for the crime of defrauding the United States government, spanning from the East Coast to the Mississippi River, Boston, Washington, New York, Chicago, and Florida. Representative Steve said that Ilhan was found guilty of violations by Minnesota Campaign Finance Board and was ordered to return those funds because Ilhan appears to be a serial career criminal. And that's what he had to say pretty much in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. And once she serves her sentence, the illegal alien to be deported by ICE. And like I said, as more of this stuff coming out, this is the reason why you see she's just afraid. She know exactly what's about to happen. And she's really mad that now that a lot of her Somalians in Minnesota has got something back. And she know that she's on her way of going too. And so, like I said, that's the reason why she just, going around getting on all these cameras. Oh, we ain't going anywhere. We're going to find out in just a second. But just a small clip right here of her just putting down the American people, calling American people stupid and stuff like that, especially the ones she's saying that voted for President Trump. Just listen to how she talk about us.
These people are just idiots.
These people are just idiots. Look at her.
These people are just idiots. I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
This just some of the stuff that this woman say. Look at this. I mean, and this ain't the first time, and President Trump done said it numerous times, how a person that come from Somalia can come over here and tell us how to run our government, how to run our country. Like, you can't even do it where you from. You can't even do it in your country, but you're going to come over here and tell us how to run it. So, and that's what President Trump was talking about. Now, if you look at this right here by Gunther Eagleman, it said deportation works. Somali migrant kicked out of Minnesota under Trump's crackdown is now having a full meltdown online after waking up to the third world blank hole he actually belongs in. No more free rides on American taxpayer dollar. And you can see like this guy just breaking down because he got something back from Minnesota. He said, I have no passport. They seized it. He said, there's no way back to the United States. I
don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here, this place. This is where I'm living. I'm so tired of it. It's just like, I want to go back. I don't want to be here no more. I don't cut my hair. I don't shave. I don't do nothing. I just want to go back.
So he keeps saying, I just want to go back. And then if you look at the caption, say, please give me my passport back, Donald Trump, please. So, and this is one that's already gone. And then that ain't where he stopped at. Then you go over here by Dr. Vu, says Somalian deportee from Ilhan Omar's Minnesota can't survive back home. It just gets bad here. He lived 20 plus years on U.S. welfare, now crying he can't adjust to his own country. Tough luck. Should have thought about that before breaking American laws. This is what successful deportation looks like. Keep them coming. Deport Ilhan Omar next. And that's exactly what needs to happen. But it didn't stop there. Listen to him again. This is just another clip.
It just gets bad in here, man. I just don't want to be here no more. I pray to God just. I'm just tired of you guys talking about me and just always talking shit. You guys just don't even know how to just leave me alone. I'm just so tired.
Just crying, just upset. Wow. Just crying and upset. Then, of course, you got more Somalis like they getting mad. They protesting and stuff now. If you look at this by Erica, it said that President of the United States announced the immediate termination of temporary deportation protection for Somalis in Minnesota, citing fraud as the reason. I believe that Ilhan Omar's citizenship should be revoked and expelled for Congress and deported back to the country where she's standing allegiance with. So check out them right now. Then you see it say Somali community protest President Trump's True Social post to end TPS, and now this is what they doing.
Carmel Mall was packed on the 4th floor with people from the Somali community and people coming out in support. On Friday, President Trump said that he would immediately terminate temporary deportation protections from Somalis living in Minnesota, blaming them for fraud in Minnesota.
We're not here by accident. We're here to stay forever.
There are currently 500 Somalis in Minnesota living with these protections and a total of 700 nationwide. Many expect this to be challenged in court, but in the meantime, Somalis here say they are fearful of what's to come.
People are always going to be fearful, but we're telling our people we're greater than their fear. We have resilience. We're people that are brave.
When temporary status is revoked, federal law states it can't take effect earlier than 60 days after publication of that notice, and it has to come from the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
What the president is doing is un-American. It's not Minnesotan.
The Protected Status Program for Somalis was launched in 1991 by President George H.W. Bush. It grants protections to eligible people who can't return to their homeland safely due to civil war or natural disasters.
What we decided to do is to bring our community in the heart of in the Somali community here in Minnesota, which is Carmel Mall, to show that, our neighbors are with us, Minnesotans are with us, and we're all together in this fight.
There's no word yet on if or when the removal of temporary status will take place, but experts say if someone is under temporary protected status from Somalia, to check with them on legal counsel to see what their options are.
Wow, so as you can see, they just literally just freaking out right now is un-American, but President Trump gave the reason why he's doing this, because of all the fraud and some of the fraud that's going on. We're going to get to that right now. So if you see by Eric Daugherty, said breaking the mass fraud continues in Tenwas, Minnesota, as a 77th person named Usman Kamara was charged for fraud, robbery, and money laundering. He claimed to feed 1,000 kids per day at a grocery store, stealing over $1 million in federal dollars. What is going on in Minnesota, Tim? The third world has infiltrated, and they've brought their ways with them. So let's check out this clip.
To grow. On Thursday, the Department of Justice filed a 9-count indictment against Usman Kamara, the 45-year-old now charged with wire fraud, bribery, and money laundering. Federal prosecutors say that he owned a small grocery store in North Minneapolis and claimed to be feeding 1,000 kids a day, 7 days a week during the pandemic. Kamara, who allegedly claimed more than $1 million in reimbursements, sent about $100,000 overseas, and he is just the latest to be charged. Earlier this year, Amy Bach, the executive director and founder of Feeding Our Future, was convicted of orchestrating the entire fraud scheme. Following a 6-week trial, it only took jurors 5 hours to convict Bach and her co-defendant, Salim Saeed. They were guilty on all counts, including conspiracy, wire fraud, and bribery. Now, Saeed was one of many meal site operators who collected millions in federal assistance. He falsely claimed to be serving meals to as many as 60,000 kids each day. Little perspective,
wow.
That is twice the number of students enrolled in the entire Minneapolis public school district. Of the 77 people now charged in connection with Feeding Our Future, 56 have pled guilty to their role in the scheme, and 7 others have been convicted in 2 separate trials. Back to you.
So in case you did not know, Somalis are notorious for looting, stealing, their piracy, very well known for. They marry children, they don't have women's rights, women can't vote. And when you import a bunch of them into the middle of Minnesota in our country, they're going to do the same thing. They are going to steal. They are going to... It's so crazy that we've done this. They're not going to assimilate. They are just going to find a stronghold of a shared community of values that they have, Somali values in a Western culture, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to cut off female genitalia because 99% of Somali women have done that, or I guess had that done to them. They are going to steal. Again, what do you think of when you think of Somalia? Piracy. Which is exactly what we are seeing, because in case you did not know, there is currently a massive investigation into this Medicaid fraud scheme amongst the Somali community in our country. They're making fraudulent claims and they are stealing from the taxpayers. They're stealing from our government. And if that wasn't bad enough, it has been reported that we are the largest funder of Al-Shabaab, their terror group back in Somalia. Yeah, they've been defrauding the US government and then sending it to our enemy. And we are at work paying for it. Calling this out, it's not racist, it's not xenophobic, it's not being anti-Somali. It's saying, hey, I actually think Western culture, the freedoms that we have, are superior. I would much rather live in a country where I have a voice, where I can vote, where my genitals aren't removed, where I could wear what I want, practice what religion I want. I think that's a superior way of life. And the people in Somalia do not think that's a superior way of life. They're coming here to change it and expecting anything else from a group of people that have not changed in their home country and then bringing them here and thinking they're going to change here. It's insane. It's insanity. And it's going to be the end of our freedoms. We cannot tolerate a group of people who do not tolerate our freedoms. It's not racist. That's not xenophobic to say. It's the truth, and we better start saying it. And the option of doing nothing about this isn't there. Bye-bye. Thank you, Trump, for doing something about this and kicking them out. They don't belong here. They don't share our values.
I just got done listening to Ilhan Omar talk about how horrible and terrible and dirty and everything else that this country is. Denigrating this country, denigrating half of the people in it. This country has been very kind, benevolent, and gracious to her and countless others. We gave her asylum. We gave her a place to live. We gave her an education. We gave her a pathway to become a sitting United States congressman. But to me, it goes deeper than that. See, I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran. I was 22 years old when those planes flew into those buildings, and me and thousands of other young men across this country answered the call to go over there and combat this evil that was on our shores, that had finally hit us. And what we were told over and over again is that we go over there and we fight them over there, we will not have to fight them here. And now here we are. We're retired. We're out. We're ready to start pursuing a life of our own. And what does this country do to that enemy that we went over there and we fought to keep over there because that's what we were told? We kissed our families goodbye. I watched my wife cry while I got on that bus to go to the airport or go to the airfield. I watched my son cry because he didn't know if or when he was going to see me again. And then I come home. I've been retired for 8 years. And I come home and what are we seeing? We're seeing entire communities being taken over by the very people that we fought to keep off of our shores. Dearborn Mission is completely freaking taken over. Now we have mosques in Minnesota, Texas, Missouri, all over the country, promoting Sharia law. Do we really have to tell people that Sharia law is incompatible with the United States Constitution? We were told that if we fought them over there, we would not have to fight them here. But what do we have? What did you do? You elected it mayor of New York. You gave it Senate seats in Minnesota. Now I want you to turn around. I want you to find an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran somewhere around you, and I want you to look them in the eye and tell them why they should not feel betrayed. Do it. I dare you.
And you can see, like, this is going on in Minnesota. This is going on in Ilhan Omar's district. So you telling me she don't know about this that's going on? She's a liar. She know exactly what's going on, lying about how many kids, that they feeding a day, which they knew it was a lie, and was just stealing millions of taxpayers' dollars. And then Ilhan Omar, running around acting like ain't nothing happened, or Donald Trump is just making all of this up when it's paperwork showing exactly what is going on. Just don't make any sense at all. So just like I've said plenty of times, listen to this woman, like what she said about white men, that saying that our country should be more fearful of white men because they the one that caused the most deaths. And like I said, this ain't nothing that I'm just saying. This is what came out of this woman's mouth, that white men should be the more fearful because they caused the most death. And just listen to her say it.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
Wow. And then here go her husband right here. So the country should be more fearful of white men because they the one is causing the most deaths. It's just this type of stuff, marrying her own brother, lying about what's going on in Minnesota. And like I said, she just has to go, man. She just has to go. Here go another picture right here by Ian Woken. It say Ilhan Omar married her brother to gain U.S. citizenship. Deport her. You can see, here they go right here, and then you can see right up in here, here go the little picture. You can see Ilhan Omar right here. Pretty much her brother right here was the husband one, and now it say husband two right here. This woman is a fraud. An absolute fraud. Oh, Lord. Now, I did show this video the other day. I want, just in case a lot of y'all didn't see it, when President Trump pretty much ripped the Somalis. So it say right here by Nick Sorter, say just in, President Trump ripped the imported Somalis we have in our country. And check out what he had to say, including Ilhan Omar.
Hi, sir.
Sure. Hi.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians, of course, a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. Okay, thank you very much.
And that's what President Trump had to say. So, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. I will keep y'all up to date as more information come out. But if you can see right now, she's freaking out because now you see Somalis is already getting deported. They crying. They begging President Trump, can they come back? But yet you'll see Ilhan Omar get on camera. We ain't going anywhere. We're going to find out about that. So like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.